on the sheet metal right now? Yeah. It should be on right here. That's perfect.
Good.
Yep. All right, so come on over. Be careful with this because my Chromebook's on this, videotaping this. All I need you to do is be over here paying attention because we're going to be doing this. Okay, so you don't need to have your welding jump on here.
Hey, man.
Power's off. Bring it in. All right.
What are you doing?
Yes. All right.
Just make sure you don't stand in front of that.
Michael, what are you doing?
Oh, you're fine. All right. Just be careful with that. Is all. Kind of get so where you can see what I'm doing. Okay.
I didn't even know that stuff was.
Now, please bring it in. All right, so this is Foundry. Bring it in so we can see. If you're shorter, get up towards the front. Everybody kind of step, a couple steps back. Everybody step back.
Michael, where
are you going?
You still want to have that? That means you're close to your eyes.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be able to like pull up at your house and go like, hey, child.
All right. There's only one way this is going to work. And that's if you're finding a way to pay attention. Okay? So, Tyler, kind of move up here. Everybody again, step back. Let's move that table. See that table behind you? Everybody just slide it. Okay. Kind of get so you can see, kind of squeeze up. Now, there's a method for creating products called casting, okay, or using the foundry. And in here, we have a mold, okay? And if you go to art class, they make rings with lost wax. They'll make the ring out of wax, carve it out, and then they'll put it in plaster Paris, melt it, the wax goes away, and inside is the mold cavity of the ring, and then they'll take silver or gold or whatever and fill up the cavity. Now, we're not using silver or gold, we're using aluminum. Here, why don't you come up here, Memphis?
No, I can see you.
Come on.
I
Okay.
can see now.
And with this is the mold. Okay, and what's nice about this is it already has everything for it. So I don't have to do anything except be able to make sure that aluminum, because that's what we're going to pour. We're going to melt aluminum, pour it in this mold cavity, can get to, see that spot right there where my fourth finger is? Okay, to there. Once it gets into there, we have what we call a gating system. I don't care if you memorize that. That's going to be right into here, and then it's going to fill up the mold cavity, which is this anvil. Okay, so take this. I put this in here, and I got the bottom, which is called the drag, the mold, and then the top is called the coat. None of this stuff I'm going to ask you to remember. Okay, I just want you to know that it has terminology, and that I know it because I had to take the college class in it. Okay, but you probably don't. Okay, then now I have it complete, and I can just take sand and start putting it in. Oh no, I can't, because aluminum is going to be 1800 degrees Fahrenheit when it's liquid. I got to make sure I don't have contaminants in my sand. And the sand has been around, it's been in the classroom. People have had different. So to make sure of that, I take this, fill in, and you'll be amazed at what you find. It's kind of like sifting for gold a little bit, okay? And I just take it and I just sift back and forth. Okay, now you see I get these little, the scientific term is turd balls. Okay, like that. And what I do with them is I just kind of take them, crush them down, and get some more. I don't know what the scientific term is. That's just what I call them. All right, and now you can start seeing on the sides. I get some nice. I'll be using that in a little bit here. If you see any like metal parts, like this, just kind of throw it off. Sift it some more. And I kind of do this until I get it to the top. Oh, one thing I forgot to tell you is I want to make sure that I remember where my sprue is. My sprue is on the bottom right of this, the way it's facing right now. Okay? So, almost there. And then I'm going to need just remember this. Can you get me a scrap board from the wood shop? That's going to be, 14 to 18 inches long and more than 6 inches wide. Okay, so I just kind of take this, and I want to get as much of this inside, and I take my pounder, and pound it in first lightly, okay? And this is for the corners. I have a student whose job is to design these in AutoCAD or 3D modeling software, and then they have a computer makes the mold perfect. Computer makes the mold, and then they mold it and make it out of steel. And they went to Platteville for college to do this. No. Okay, and so I want to pound this in. And get that pressed up against the mold as much as possible. And it's important that you do pound it in pretty good. Now, in industry, do you think they got someone doing what I'm doing? No. They got hydraulic press, pushing it down with more pressure than I could even fathom, pushing it in, and then they dump more sand. I mean, this is pretty much done by robots. There are some people that are still, you can still see them pouring and standing right next to the foundry, but it's hot work. And you'll find that out, those of you that are going to be helping me pour. Okay? Did I just get sand on you? This sand. See how it holds form?
Yeah.
Okay, it's because it's got non-flammable oil or some type of oil to keep it non-flammable. Think of the reason why non-flammable. Yes.
It's gonna catch fire.
Right, so it could explode when you hit it with 1800 degrees. I was student teaching, helping teacher 4. Hey, you want to hear this good story or not?
Yeah, good story.
Study
Okay.
RPM with my quad.
And we were pouring, And their foundry is in the middle of the class with the concrete around it, but it was in the middle of the classroom. And we were going to pour, and it was after school, thankfully. And we started pouring into the mold, and all of a sudden, and this bright, no, it actually was in the foundry. You have to degas it, so you got to put the stuff in and degas the actual aluminum. And when we did that, all of a sudden, this plume of smoke and bright flash, and I bailed. I got out of there. We were full guards, and all of a sudden, like yelling his name, like, did he make it? Did he make it? And he came out fine. What we found out is we were melting down a motor head, and there was magnesium in it. If you know anything about magnesium, it's what they use flash, like the old time flash bulbs. That's made out of magnesium, and it hits a certain temperature, you get flash, and that's why. Okay, so now I pounded that in, right? And now I get some more. And I try to just keep it towards the middle because I know I'm going to pound it down. And I pound. And I get the corners. And for this project, people, I'm going to let you work in groups of 2 or 3. Okay? And I would even maybe allow a group of 4, if, depending on how that goes. If you're having trouble with trying to find a group, let me know. Because I'll just, you don't have to do it in front of everybody, just let me know and I'll make sure you got someone. And I only want one group at a time working on this. Okay? So I don't want a bunch of people because otherwise we get sand all over the place. Okay? Yeah, not quite. We're almost there. And I should be doing this. Guys, what's going on? Okay, as you can kind of see, I move it towards the middle because that's what I do. And pound it in. I know, but I don't know how else to do it besides. All right, and then we're almost there, people. All right, and again, I just kind of leave it more to the middle if I can.
Dennis right there.
All right, so now I'm going to be honest. I would keep going more, but I don't. So I want to do it so that I would. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
It's a take a lot. Like compared to like some
How do you want
All right, so then listen up. I take this right along that edge. Okay, so I got a nice flat surface. Then I remember that, and it's important to remember because sometimes people forget. And I like to always use the bigger sprue cutter, which is sprue is where you pour the aluminum down. Plus, if I miss, I got a bigger area. So I put that down.
You just hammer it in?
Well, it's best if you don't, because you really don't want what just happened there. Because then when I pour the aluminum, it's going to grab that loose sand and bring it with it, and you don't want that. Okay, so now, pull it up. Okay. Here, let's see. Okay, and I got it, I think. So, now, I would do the same exact thing to the back side. Okay? I'm not going to do that because I don't want you to stand here and wait another. Can somebody grab that board and just flip it up and just take all the sand off of it? Yeah. There you go. Just put it back. Okay, so now. Okay, so I would now do the back side, which I'm not going to do, right? Then, after I do that, so I got both sides full of sand, right? I now need to pull the mold out. Very important. Something that sometimes people forget. Okay, so I would go up. Okay, and now remember, is that the goodbye bell for you?
That's the first one.
Okay, so I pull it up like this, flip it over to here. I then, guys, stay with me here. I know this is long. I pull this straight up as slowly and as gently as I can. And you can see I screwed up a little bit, but it's not going to be. Okay? And if it was in industry, you would redo it. Okay? We're not. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now, you can see here that I hit the hole, but not exactly perfect. So I'm going to.
Can you just do it from like the other side?
It's much better if you're doing it. And then, once I know I got my sprue set, okay, and I want. No, that's sprue. Yeah. Okay, so now I got that pulled apart. Again, this is full of sand, right? And it's the back. What? We're not pouring today. Okay, that takes a separate. Then you will now got your bottom. Take this, put it back on. Okay, and you put this on. Make sure that's still straight. And then I would pour in that hole aluminum, and it would fill out, and I would have myself an anvil. Okay. I also have a T. Okay. Since it's the public school, this is a T. Alright. Lowercase. So anyway, I also have another anvil. And for all you sailors out there, alright. So you can decide with your group who wants to do this. That's okay. Yes. Hold on. Hey, people. Quiet, please. Yes. That's a great question. Okay, and the question is, if we pour and all that, there's nowhere for the gas to escape. Do you have to put holes in it? There, with these size, small, don't have to worry about it. Also, if you want the perfect pour to come out just right and not get anything what they call shrinkage, because aluminum, when it solidifies, is going to shrink. Guys, right here, stay with me, focus. Around 95 to 90%. I'm not sure about the exact figure. It is an exact figure. But it's going to get smaller when it solidifies. Okay? And so you're going to have a dent in your anvil. You're going to have a dent in your T. Okay? And because of that, what you would do in industry is you would put another hole here and gate it. You would pour in here, it would fill up, and then as it's solidifying, it would dump more aluminum back in it. We're not going to worry about that. Okay, that's something to worry about later. That's it. So after you get this, you then take it, bring it in the foundry. After I get 3 of them made, we'll pour during the lab time. Okay, not during class time. Okay? Done. All right. So with that, let's end the stream. I'll put this online.
You see Bruce Lee do it?
I got 2. Go ahead. Matt, move this. So that's 2 person.
I'm taking Foundry.